Hi, welcome to today's session regarding equity transfers. My name is Todd Bensley. I'm the National Co-Tax Leader of UHY Advisors. We're going to talk today about equity transfers and why is it important. Over the next 7 to 10 years, it's estimated that there's going to be $10 trillion of equity transferred based on baby boomers getting older, that this equity is going to be transferred to a second generation or an outside owner. So why is it important today to start planning for equity transfer and succession planning? If you don't start today, you may not have a choice as far as the method that you're going to be transferring this equity. You may not have a choice in the value that you're going to be receiving for your equity and your ownership of an entity that you've worked many years to build. So you want to start today in order to maximize your value, in order to have what you want happen with your entity or your baby, so to speak, to happen down the road. Worst thing in the world is that you don't go through this. You come to the end of the line, you pass away. Your family has to deal with it at that point in time. They may have to deal with a new partner if you've got a partner. Or that partner may have to deal with your family that they don't want to have to deal with. You may have suppressed the value of the entity at that point in time because you're limited on who you can sell it to. Maybe there's no buyers in the market. Maybe it's only a family member that can buy it. Maybe it's your only partner that can buy it. Or maybe it's a competitor out there that is going to buy it, but they're going to pay a depressed price because they know all of a sudden it's a fire sale. So you want to plan adequately in advance in order to get the most out of your company that you built over a long period of time. In order to start analyzing a transfer or what you want to be doing with your again, baby that you've built over a time period, you need to ask questions. What is my market? Who is my buyer? Is your buyer a family member? Do you have family members involved? Do you have a partner involved or another shareholder involved in your business that you're going to be transferring this business to? Do you have an outside competitor that might be a buyer? Do you want to take the company public? Do you want a management team to buy it? Do you want your employees to buy it? These are all very important questions to be asking in order to determine who is your market out there. The other question that you're going to be asking is, what is the value of my company and how can I maximize that? With strategic planning today, you will be able to maximize the value of your company. You can change processes. You can change the way things are being expensed. You can change what you're doing in order to maximize the value of your company. What does your company do? Does it have a unique product? Is your company all about you? If it's all about you, then that's going to minimize your value because you are the company and you are the value. So should you leave, there's nothing for them to buy at that point in time. So you would have to get other people entrenched into your company in order to maximize that value at that point in time. Do you have a patent on something that somebody was willing to pay for? What is the economic environment today for your company? Are you a manufacturing company that companies are looking at outsourcing those products? Are you in the automotive industry, which is sort of depressed right now? Are you in the type of an industry that's in a high growth mode right now that you're going to be able to maximize the value of your company as well? Those are going to be items that's going to help you determine how much your company is worth and how much you're going to be able to maximize the value for you and your family on a long-term basis. Another question you need to ask is, what do you want to have happen to your company? Again, remember, this is something that you've built over a long period of time. It's like raising a child at that point in time. This is something that you possibly want the best for going forward. So you may not want to sell to a competitor. You may want to sell to your management team because they've been there for you. They've worked hard hours. They put the blood, sweat, and tears into this entity, into this business, and you want to see them succeed long term as well. Do you have family members that you want to have involved in this? A lot of times people don't have any family members involved in their business. While they have family members, children, sons, daughters, the sons and daughters never had an inclination of getting involved in the business. So is this something that you want to pass to them and possibly give them a revenue stream going forward because it's a good, successful business and it's got a long-term future for it as well and long-term cash flow capabilities that's going to be able to generate them a stream of income going forward? Do you have that partner that's sitting out there that you want to give that rest of the shares to? And you need a buy-sell in order to do that. Are you charitable minded? Do you want to take care of the local church that you've been highly involved in, or the local symphony, or the local zoo, or an educational institute that you are on the board of? Do you want to take care of them? We have these opportunities if we plan properly ahead of time to make sure that all these things are going to happen the way that you want. Lastly, you need to mesh all this together. You need to take a step back and say, you know what, I'd like to sell to an outside party. I want to get some charity involved. I want to keep my family involved, though. And I want to maximize my cash flow. Not all those things may necessarily mesh together. Once you go through and evaluate and ask yourself all these questions, you may come down at the end of the day and say, I really want to do this, which is then going to dictate the method of transfer. It may dictate that you're only going to give it to your family members because you're not as concerned about the cash flow. You're concerned about their cash flow and their income stream. You built up a nice nest egg at this point in time. Or that management team, again, that's been there with you. You may want to make sure that they're taken care of and that you're giving them an opportunity to continue to grow that business. All these things go into the bucket of what do you want to do with succession planning, and you have to start today. You cannot wait till the end in order to plan for this, because the end is too long away, and at that point in time, you will not have control over what your succession plan is. Somebody else will. So let's take a look at some common things as far as succession planning, equity transfers, what you want to do, how you're going to maximize, and how you're going to meet your objectives.